Yes, there you go. And we are live, folks. Welcome to the Sit Down Standard, the podcast celebrating all the amazing things you can do while sitting, whether it's enjoying movies, watching television, or playing games. I'm one of your hosts, David Bray. I'm joined, as always, by my cohort, Gerald Bales.
Hello, David.
I did the pregnant pause for you. I was going to give you like, dun, dun, dun. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, David. I'm here.
You always are just, you got to be more excited, man. Come on. This is like...
Listen, that's you. You have more excitement than both of us, David.
Exactly. Anyways, if you are listening to the audio version of our podcast, because what episode are we on now? 57? It's like a
It
Bel
all
Air.
blends together at this point. After the first year, it's all just kind of year two.
Yeah, exactly. But at this point, if you are just listening to the audio version, what are you doing? We have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/sitdownstandard. We've got 2 cameras.
Yeah, you can go like this,
And
or
like this.
or like baby
Thanks.
birds. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1.
Stop
camera
it.
2.
You make editing way harder when you do that. Anyways, you can also, of course, listen to the audio version if you're in your car, if you need some voices for the long road trip.
Hey, man, make a right here.
Yeah. Turn right in 4.3 miles.
I'll narrate your navigation if you want. Your way to work.
Did you know that there was a company? It wasn't like one of the big ones, and they actually got like Gronk to actually do it, and like they got Stephen Colbert. They got a bunch of people to do the voices.
TomTom did Stephen Colbert.
Yes, that's awesome. I mean, why not? They should
But
get
now no one uses those because you just have it on your phone.
Exactly. Anyways, we're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher Radio, we're on SoundCloud, we're on Google Play Store, so you can find us on all of those different services if you just want to listen to the audio version. But again, you're only getting half the experience.
And if you check us out on iTunes, give us that 5 stars. That's super important. And then give us a little rating,
Makes our day happier.
Or if you're on the YouTubes, leave a comment, like this, subscribe, tell your friends, all the selfless promotion, we do at
Also,
the beginning.
since we're plugging everything, if you want to send us an email, it is sitdownstandard@gmail.com. We will read it on the air if we pick the best one of the week, and you have a chance to win a $5 gift card. I know it's not a lot of money, but come on, it's a free podcast.
It's free, yeah. How long does it take you to email something? And ask us a question about anything. How was your day?
Yeah, seriously. And we'll get into some stuff later, but the big thing that we want to do is have a community about some of the stuff that we know we're going to be talking about next week. So if you have your opinions and your thoughts on it, we want to bring
Or if you want
up.
us to talk about something specific, feel free. Comments.
But again, you can
all that good stuff.
no criticisms.
I love constructive criticism.
No,
Don't just you guys suck and send email and expect $5. I'm not going to send you $5 for that.
I'll do it.
But if you say, hey, David sucks because... then, maybe you'll get the 5.
And again, you can get $5 to Amazon, Starbucks, or Steam. So
Yep.
you'll like one of those
for
three.
everybody, yeah.
All right. Now that we got all the shameless promotion done, we got to get into the first part of every podcast. Oh, what you doing? Oh, what you doing? What you doing? Ba-da-da-da-ba. I was going to go really loud. But the crowd went wild.
Now they're poor audio listeners in their ears.
Anyways, Gerald, what you doing? What you been doing this week, man?
Speaking of selfless promotion, David, I work for an IT company here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes.
Main company is in Cypress, California, Orange County area, and kind of trying to drum up business here. So one of our sales guys came out from California for a few days, and we did the good old going around the businesses and handing out flyers and telling people who we are.
Nice.
By the way, we are Method Technologies and Tink.net. Look us up on the Googles.
Selfless
promotion over.
There you go.
But anyway, that is. I don't know if did you ever do that working at AT&T and stuff?
Yeah, pound the pavement. Yeah,
I did that a couple times too. Looking for those small business customers.
It's a interesting experience, but it also it's really like it's you get a lot of rejection.
Oh yeah, but I mean, they did numbers on this. Like they talked to a couple sales guys or presidents, and they're like, we got 1 out of like a half a day, a good solid lead, and they're like, no, that's excellent.
No, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you have a company that has good expectations, it's like when we worked at AT&T, they're like, if you talk to 5 people, you should sell like 100 phones. It's like, okay, come on, man. Like,
yeah, their things were ridiculous.
It does give you an appreciation for those people who do that for a living, who knock on doors and sell vacuums or whatever it is.
And everyone always slams the door in their faces and stuff, but they're just trying to make a buck, man. They're just trying to earn their way through the world.
I think it's obviously in the last 10, maybe even 15 years, knocking on doors is like, you don't do it. I think it's actually the invention of the cell phone, speaking of AT&T. Nobody just arrives at your house anymore like they used to. I think when you're a kid, because kids don't have cell phones, like when you're 8, which I'm sure some kids now have one, you knock on your friend's door and ask if he's home and if he can play.
Right.
But
text him, yeah.
But even as an adult, you would do that. I remember as a kid, we'd be like, we're going to go over to our grandma's house and surprise her because chances are she's there. And we would get there and sometimes she wasn't there. And we'd wait around and be like, oh, I guess she's not here. Nowadays, that doesn't happen because you make a phone call and ask the person, hey, are you home? If you're not, blah, 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 whatever. Point being is that people don't do it anymore, so it feels weird when someone knocks on your door. You think like it's either the police or someone to kill you, right? It's like,
and it was funny because like I went to the seminar in Bakersfield. Talk about that later. Where they said that too, where people now appreciate the door to door stuff more than just cold calling. Because cold calling, hey, I'm Gerald, Method Technologies, click, you know what I mean? It's super quick. Where if you're there, at least you're representing yourself, you're wearing professional attire, you got your little pitch. You know, as long as you're getting your information out. We didn't get anyone who was just like, no, get out.
Right.
At least, you know, people were super nice about it. We have our own IT guy. Okay, well, can I at least information? Sure. You know, they're at least happy to take our information where most of you get hard nosed. We actually got kicked out of your business park.
Oh, really?
Did I tell you about this?
Oh, they have like a non-solicitation thing, but...
They do. So, like, you see non-solicitation or no soliciting on each of the doors.
Yeah.
But in the company directory in each of your guys' buildings in the business park says no soliciting. And this is last time we did canvassing. President of the company's like,
whatever.
Who cares,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Go to the first, and they're like, you know, oh, it's no soliciting, blah blah blah. I think the owner comes out from an office from behind and was just like, it says no soliciting, get out, like yelling.
Yeah,
at us.
freaking out. I think what
okay, guys, calm down, we get it.
Yeah. I think with the phone call thing, it's just an easier way to reject people to hang up versus like slamming a door, like seeing their face. Like,
I guess you don't want to. Yeah.
Like the cable company constantly does it, and the worst thing about it depends on. Because again, I have a sales background, so I totally get like you got to overcome the objection, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like, bro, like I've listened to your pitch for 15 minutes and I'm still saying no. Like you can leave your stuff, that's fine, but like, come on, it's not gonna happen.
No, we're not like that pushy. We give a little, 3 to 5 minutes, you know what I mean,
right.
just to let people know.
It's just recognizing like there's no interest here. Like move on. You know what I mean? I don't know. But you have to. But
out of the 3 days, you got a couple solid leads, which, and then we'll follow up with those. Hopefully that works out.
So you guys are in, I'm going to help out. You guys are in where? You guys do Nevada?
Well, Cypress, California is where our headquarters is. So we cover Orange County, LA. Okay. And then, I work here in Vegas, or we're trying to pretty much anything in Clark County. So Henderson, North Las Vegas.
And what do you guys do? Because I seriously don't know. You say IT.
We're an MSP, David.
Yeah. Again,
we are a managed service provider.
What does that mean?
90% of the time, that means we're replacing a in-house IT guy.
A printer cable, an LPT1.
No, David. We're replacing an in-house IT company. So most small small and medium companies, they have an IT guy that they pay,
right?
$80K a year, $70K a year, whatever, to manage their computers, and most of the time not work, because if your stuff's dialed in, you're not really going to be having day-to-day stuff. You're checking backups.
Right, it's like insurance.
Your usual, yeah, exactly.
Just in case, right?
Exactly, but you're still having this guy on staff or on payroll that you're paying a lot. Our thing is where we'll bill you a certain amount every month that's considerably lower than someone on staff, and we'll do all that stuff for you.
See, guys?
You got a support ticket, email us in.
Method, right? Method
Technologies, MTEINC.net.
I'm trying
Google
to get them
us.
to sponsor the podcast here for a second. They already pay you outside of the podcast.
Yeah, maybe. Mike listens, maybe. Yeah.
There you go.
But anyway, yeah, so... yeah, if you're looking for an IT guy in the Las Vegas area.
But again, you work from home, but this is kind of your ability to try to go get more people. You were out in California, you said, or was it here?
Yeah, so after I left Bakersfield Tuesday afternoon.
Beautiful Bakersfield,
California.
Not Baker, which is
not Baker, Bakersfield. Bakersfield is better than Baker, at least.
I think most things are better than Baker. We're going to get emails now.
Yeah, so anyway, left there Tuesday. Got a couple things to talk about. First, the journey to Bakersfield, David. I don't know if you know.
You drove?
Yeah, I drove.
Do they have an airport?
I'm sure they have an airport.
Okay,
anyways.
You drove.
Yeah, it's a 4.5 hour drive, so says Google Maps. It took me 5 hours to get there.
Okay.
Mainly because I don't know if you know how to get to Bakersfield, but you pretty much take the 15 to Barstow, and then there's a freeway called the 58, and you just take that all the way to Bakersfield. So 2 freeways, super easy drive. But that 58 freeway, a lot of it is just 2-lane traffic. So, and you have a lot of the 18-wheelers use that. So you're stuck behind a truck.
No, but I hate that. We need to figure that out. Because the idea where you have to pass and you literally I'm going to go into oncoming traffic to pass this big giant.
Well, not that, but the rental company got me stuck with the base Jeep crossover, the Compass, and that's a crappy car.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me. Whoa, that's a crappy car, so you couldn't really pass anyways, and it was just. So it took me 5 hours to get there and 5.5 to get back. So almost an hour more.
Most of the freeways that you travel in either Southern Nevada or Southern California now have more than just the 2 lanes.
Right.
But I can't. That whole thing is if someone sneezes, everyone's dead on the road.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And there's no barriers in between the 2 lanes either.
No, it's a joke. I hate driving that stuff. I used to when I went to UNR in Reno. You drive from here to Reno, and almost all of it is that one.
Even a lot of the 215 used to be like that.
Yeah,
now they're kind of
it's
putting
creepy.
barriers and stuff. But anyway, so the drive there sucks, but whatever, got a lot out of it. It's more sales, operations.
What do you
marketing.
listen to while you're in the car? Are you a music guy, a podcast guy? Because that's a long drive, right?
I'm driving by myself.
Plan that out.
That's a podcast. I listen to Giant Bomb, the whole 3.5 hour episode.
Yeah, exactly.
A couple episodes of Fantasy Focus. So I'm a podcast guy because that gets it by a lot quicker.
Do you realize I listen to the radio in my wife's car, and then I listen to podcasts for the most part when I'm driving, especially long distances. but I rarely listen to music anymore. Like
Same
music,
here.
it's like
Even normally, I'm mainly listening. I'll listen to music while I'm like gaming, like playing Overwatch over. There's your weekly Overwatch mention.
there you
by
go.
the way.
Of course.
But mainly music while playing video games, or if I'm working, I'll listen to like trance music, something without lyrics, and that will put me in the
So
groove.
weird. One day you put that on, I was like, "You listen to this kind of music?" It's like beep 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 beep. It's just like not that specifically, but you know what trance music is. I just like
Trance house, anything without lyrics and a good beat, pretty much is like good zoning out. Either zoning out and working, zoning out and playing video games.
See, I listen to
That's
like
that mode.
smooth jazz when I'm working because I like, and then when it gets a beat, I start working faster. It's yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not me. But yeah, so Bakersfield, it was very interesting. Learned a bunch of stuff that I'm going to hopefully. They say it's drinking the Kool-Aid, David, because you go there.
Of course, right?
I have a sales background, but I don't really like doing it. Afterwards, I'm just like, oh, I want to slam the pavement, damn it! I'm going to sell our awesome plans. Yeah, woo!
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So you get pumped.
That's good.
So I'm pretty excited for a bunch of that stuff. A couple things about Bakersfield as a city, though, David.
Okay.
The
got
hotel
hate
we
mail
stayed
from
at.
Baker, so.
No. I have good things to say
just
about
checking.
Bakersfield.
Just
right?
checking.
We stayed in downtown Bakersfield at the Padre.
Downtown Bakersfield.
Downtown Bakersfield.
Okay.
So downtown, if you're familiar with Vegas, obviously, or a lot of cities are doing this where they're revamping their downtown district. David.
Yeah, they're
talking about like Sodi Sopa, David.
Exactly.
Got to get those Whole Foods right into your town.
Yeah.
A lot of places are doing this. It's kind of the trend these days. Vegas is doing it, kind of successfully, not really.
Nah.
Yeah, and Bakersfield is doing this. So, like, the hotel we stayed at reopened in 2008. It's upscale, but not. It's like hipsterish. Like, we close the bar every night. This is the thing about Bakersfield, Dave. You close the bar, we're not until 11. We're out till like 10 o'clock, and the bar is closed.
See,
Like, everything closes super early. The
that's what's so
restaurants we
weird.
ate at closed around 8:30, 9 o'clock, depending on which one. But I did check out a place that, of course, my beautiful wife clued me in on.
Yes.
It's a new Tiki bar that opened up in
course.
downtown Bakersfield, within walking distance
That's
from the
so-
hotel, which is
she knows-
perfect because we got drunk.
I
David.
love the fact that she knows like where a tiki bar opens, like in Bakersfield, California. Of all, it's just like, hey, by the way,
Yeah.
you know, a new one
She's
opened
just
up
that
in
community, man.
Madison,
She's-
Wisconsin last week. It's like, are you on a email list or something?
She's on some kind of community thing. But check it out. It's Tiki Co. I recommend you check it out if you're in downtown Bakersfield. Talked to a wonderful couple of bartenders there. It's just opened up 3.5, 4 months ago.
Is it Flair?
Um,
Flair bartending? Do they flip the bottles and stuff?
No,
You ever been
no.
to a bar like that?
No.
It's hilarious.
This isn't Tom Cruise. Cocktail.
Cocktails.
Just give me a drink, But super solid rum drinks. It's kind of like the Golden Tiki here.
Yes.
It's not as big as the Golden Tiki, but definitely has that feel. And by the end, they closed at 11 on a Thursday. Look out!
Holy smokes!
But we left around 10 or 9:30, and it was getting pretty packed of your younger hipsterish crowd. But still, it's good seeing that kind of business. But solid drinks. They had like a zombie after dawn, the beachcomber. They had your Trader Vic's, Mai Tai. So all these drinks. Super solid.
Yeah, again, living in Vegas, like literally nothing closes ever.
Right.
Like ever. Like
Bars 24 hours.
24 hours. Like every store is pretty much open 24 hours for the most part. Every grocery store, every convenience store, everything. I mean, almost every fast food. So when you go to other places in the country, it's just like such a weird. Like we went to, I think we were in. Where were we? I think it was in New Mexico, where my wife's family's from. And we had to go to the grocery store, and it was like later. It was like 10 o'clock. And I was like, yeah, let's just go to the grocery store, drive down. It's like completely closed. So I was like, okay, well, let's go to a convenience store and get some. I think we needed like milk or something. Convenience stores closed. I'm like, convenience stores closed? Like, this is not convenient.
Right.
Anyways, it was just very peculiar. Like,
Yeah,
you just.
very, very weird.
Especially a
Coming
bar.
from a town like this, yeah.
Like 11 is when you start drinking in Vegas, right?
Yeah, I did say tech training stuff. I says, my notes here, I'm taking these notes as I'm there. Man, this town is sad. Everything closes at 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what
I don't mean that as a negative thing. It's just, coming from Vegas, whatever. But yeah, Tiki Co is really cool. I'm going to go check it out. Oh, our hotel, David, being the downtown district. Here's your weekly Pokemon Go update, by the way.
There you go.
Our hotel was a Pokemon Go stop, or Poke
that's
stop.
good.
And then across the street was one, too. So I was literally flipping there like every 5 minutes,
Nice.
getting the experience.
So you
Caught a
never
couple unique ones that I didn't have that my wife had. Finally got that Taros. Which
Good
was kinda
job.
cool.
So stupid.
You're stupid. Anyway,
What level are you? 23? Did you get up?
I'm like a ball hair away from 23. Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
You're at 22 last time, so.
I'm still at 22, yeah. What else this week? So that's, my Bakersfield. I recommend everyone, Stay as far away as possible. Anyway.
Where is? Because I'm trying to remember where is Bakersfield specifically.
Central California. It's right below Modesto, Merced, kind of South San Joaquin Valley.
Well, like California for the most part is just one giant city that has like a couple streets in between them.
You'd be wrong.
No,
but, if you feel like that, sure.
Whatever.
Southern California maybe is like
yeah,
that,
Southern
but...
for sure. But even Central and some of Northern, it's like just big city, then like little tiny little thing, and then huge city. So, anyways, continue.
Anyways, what else? Oh, so had our week 1 of football, David. And here's my rule for football season. So I do fantasy. I only have 1 league because I already suck at that. Why would I suck at 2 leagues, right? And then I follow the San Diego Chargers. Now my thing is like, if as long as I win my league or the Chargers win, like I'm in pretty good spirits for that week. Obviously, if I win both, fantastic.
Yes.
But in this week, lost both. Chargers lost the biggest lead in Chiefs history.
Yeah,
blew
rough.
that lead. We lost our star wide receiver for the rest of the year, and I lost fantasy. Rough week, David.
Go Chargers.
And I was literally just like, why do I do this?
Why
to
do I do
myself?
this every year?
Every year I say the same exact thing.
Oh, we do Eliminator too, and you got
lost first week, same thing as last year. So it's like, why do I do this? Why?
It's just, again, I said this last week. It's just like because we watched the Thursday game. It's just good to have football back. If the world seems right, it's just like everything. Sunday is like veg out, like you just sit on a couch and watch. I know that's terrible, but it's just. It's
American, dude.
Well, no, it's also just like perfect. Like again, having done like more video editing and stuff for like the podcast, like the video editing that they get away with, like it's just so perfect. Everything is so seamless. I mean, they have like 10 billion cameras and 10 million billion
working on it all live at the same time.
No, I agree, but it's still just impressive how streamlined the whole process is. And I'm sure at this point to them, it's like simple.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But I just feel like every year it's the highest highs and the lowest lows. Like I'm just super sad because both of my teams lost. And then I'm super happy because they both won.
But I don't think you were ever invested before fantasy. I mean, you like the Chargers, but I don't think you were invested as much as you were because of fantasy.
Yeah, I would literally just watch the Chargers games week to week, and that's it. And not really understand football as much as I do now with fantasy. And I follow more, and I look for, obviously, specific players, and I learn more about each team and the players on each team. So it's definitely more exciting and frustrating being someone who has a fantasy team.
Yeah.
But I'm playing you this week, David.
Yep, we're playing.
He shouted me out as a girl. David does these ridiculous weekly updates, by the way, for our fantasy league only. Told him to put them on our YouTube channel, but he refuses.
You can, if you want to see the videos, because I put together, it's like basically just me being a goofball talking about. The problem is,
and they are funny.
Thank you. That means a lot.
But funny.
That's the point. They're supposed to be to the point of being cringy. But the problem is there's a lot of inside jokes. This is the 7th year of our fantasy football league.
God,
so like,
crazy.
I know that's nuts to me.
And I've won at least one time, David.
0.
Okay.
But anyways, that's beside the point.
At least I got that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think of fantasy every year, like I do when David and I play video games or board games. Like if I'm not going to win, as long as David doesn't win, it's a victory.
Exactly.
I love that.
And boiling crabs. Just keep pulling the other one down, and we both die in the pot.
Worth it.
But I made these videos. If you want to see them, I did put them on YouTube, and it's my personal YouTube. So David Bray, I think you can search by that. But it's called the Mission League. I'll put something in the links or something.
Do it.
The doobly doo down below. So you can check that out. Some of them are again inside jokes, so you might not get it, but
a lot of it makes fun of me, David.
Of course, got to make fun of Gerald
because of course I drafted my first pick now for the past 5 years. Seems like gets injured or beats their kid or beats their wife or something every year, and
every year you pick the one person who's out for the whole year. But it's got a lot of movie. Like we constantly quote movies and stuff like that. So like it's easy I'll make a joke and then I'll show a movie clip or something funny. Like I pulled because the Packers, that's my team. So the Packers won this week. So I pulled up that. Remember, I don't know if you remember. This was back in I think it was late 80s, early 90s. The cheese commercials.
Yeah,
cheese, glorious cheese. No, it was the same. It was like crappy 80s. They were trying to sell California cheese.
Yeah,
so it's great. I love like when I looked at that. And then I spent like the next hour looking up old school commercials. Like what was the one that was like Crossfire?
Oh, we had one of those. Yeah.
It's fantastic. I wish commercial. I mean. Granted, I don't watch enough TV anymore, like syndicated TV like that to catch a lot of commercials. But commercials as a kid were freaking fantastic.
Yeah, our commercials now are terrible. I try to avoid them as much as possible.
Well, I think that's the thing is
maybe I'm just older now,
and also like I don't know. Like I think when you're a kid, you have more patience as a kid. Maybe you don't. I don't know. As a kid,
like you want to get to your show, but like also you have enjoyable commercials. Who cares? Like actually, football season. Like I love football commercials. Most of them. Some of them are pretty good. Like all these Peyton Manning retirement commercials. Excellent, right?
They can be good. I think they just repeat themselves. So it's just like, okay.
Well, yeah, if you watch a bunch of games. But anyway, the last thing I did this week is I've mentioned before I'm part of this weight loss competition at work. Mm-hmm. This week was terrible, obviously, because I didn't really drink a lot of water and I ate terrible.
Well, you're
drank
not
a lot and yeah.
Anytime you're on the road, you eat terrible.
But last Monday, before I left to Bakersfield, I ordered and built a rower. David, you know what a rower is? Frank Underwood.
Oh, Frank Underwood. Yeah.
It's not wooden in water, unfortunately.
No, I'm sure
it's not. But it's the fan ones. It's not a pneumatic, but it has a fan on it.
Does the fan blow onto you?
Well, it faces to the side, but it produces air, so you feel a breeze, but it's not like right on your face.
Do you have Sarah come in and like throw water and she
No.
screams at you, row,
stroke. No, but yeah, just putting it together for one, I think is more of a workout than actually using the rower for one. I mean, it's like 60 pounds. I have to push this big old box upstairs, and I put together like where the treadmills. Anyway,
is it super loud?
It's not too loud.
Okay.
It's train driven, so it's instead of like a belt, so it's super durable. And used it. There's a little rower activity on your Apple Watch I can do.
Oh, that's cool.
So I did it just to test it out because I was already tired from building it together. So I just tested it out, and for like 3 minutes, I was just doing it underhand and overhand.
Yeah.
Just 3 minutes, and I was just totally pooped. It said I burned 30 calories. Just in 3 minutes.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I hope I'm gonna start working out this weekend. Hopefully it's gonna
what's
melt the pounds away.
So when you do the long road trip drive, what is the food of choice if you're gonna do the road trip food? Because there's a couple that are like, there's certain foods that you would like. I wouldn't be caught dead eating unless I'm on a road trip. So what is yours?
Well, it's always bad food.
Right, of course. Well,
because I'm not going to stop anywhere. I got to go. And it's always going to be stuff I can drive with. So it's normally I go to Taco Bell. I had Taco Bell on the way there and Del Taco on the way back.
Stomachache,
burritos,
both and
pretty much, yeah. Burritos you can hold in one hand. Fries, you can grab.
I meant more like a convenience store. Like if you stop at a convenience store, you get a drink and you get something else.
Well, it used to be energy drinks all the way, but now it's just water. That's all I got was just water. And then, actually, funny story. I forgot to tell you about this. So I went with my supervisor, our service manager, and then another tech, and they stay in their own room, and I had my own. Only because I checked in first, so I beat them.
Good job.
Because they're driving from Cyprus. Anyway, they had a bigger room, obviously, and they have like snacks, like your mini bar snacks. And stuff.
Yeah, inside the mini bar. Yeah.
Night 2, I stole their thing of jelly beans, jelly bellies,
and they're gonna get charged for it, right?
Yeah, they're gonna charge.
Nice,
for it.
Good.
And then I do remember doing that because I remember talking about it. But the last night, Thursday night, got super drunk at the Tiki place and stuff.
Of course.
And I do not remember, but I took their Sour Patch Kids. I didn't know the thing of Sour Patch Kids. So that was my driving candy on the way back.
I was going to say, it's probably like $18 anytime you take anything from that.
It was like $8 or something for a little thing of Sour Patch Kids. But it was just funny because like I opened my bag when we were there at the last day, and I don't remember taking it and putting it in my bag. And I was just like, we had a good laugh.
There you go. No, mine's like pork rinds or...
Ugh.
You don't like pork rinds?
No, if I'm going to do like a snack, like obviously if I wasn't doing the stupid competition, Chex Mix. Chex Mix is
what
go-to.
Kind, though? Like the traditional? Or are we talking like those?
Talking the bold.
Okay.
Bold.
Okay.
That's the black bag.
Yeah. I like the, what is it now? It's like cookies and cream. It's like barely like Chex Mix anymore.
Yeah, the Muddy Buddy one and stuff like that.
It's all chocolate.
The only thing I don't like is like that crap leaves residue on your fingers, and
course.
you have to wash your hands. Yeah. So you always have to drive one hand or you're going to get crap all over your steering wheel.
No, see, what we used to do as kids, I think I told you about this, we used to take like Doritos and Cheetos and I think some other thing.
Put them all together, yeah.
You put them all in a bag, like the big bag, because you know how much air is in those freaking... potato chips, crunch it all up, you smash it all up, and then you tip the bag back and you eat it, so you don't have to get your fingers all over it.
And they sell that now, but you can't really dip your head back while driving.
No, well, you can, but just
you're gonna die. Man, we're on a 2-lane freeway, David.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
a good idea.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, Chex Mix, water. Normally it was like energy drinks too. I would drink a lot of energy drinks while driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chex Mix is like my go-to.
I think I've told you this. One time I was driving from here. Okay, so I was in Reno. It was the day of last day of the semester. Took the final for my last final of that semester. So I had the summer, or maybe even I think it was winter. Yeah, it was winter. So winter semester was over. So I had some time off from work. I had like 2 or 3 days off. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna surprise my folks. I'm gonna come back to Vegas and hang out, right? But I had that plan, but I didn't really study for my last final. It was music appreciation, which is like
who cares?
Don't ever take me. Don't ever, unless you like that. I mean, I like some classical music, but our teacher was a nut. She would we would walk into class and she'd have classical music playing and she would just have her eyes closed. And it would get 15 minutes into class. She'd just keep continuing listening with her eyes closed, which is the most awkward thing.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then she would finally be like, okay, let's start. And it's just like the weird. Anyway, so I didn't care about the class. Anyways, final came up. I'm like, well, I need to study for this. So I stayed up all night studying for this music appreciation exam so that I would actually get like a decent grade. I think I got like a C on it.
Nailed it.
But then I still was like, I'm fine. No sleep. I can drive to Vegas. So anyways, bad idea.
Nothing makes you more tired than driving, especially by yourself.
Right. And it was at night because I left literally right after the final, which was probably like at noon or something. It takes like 6.5, 7, 8 hours to drive to Reno to Vegas, miserable. Which it's like the worst drive ever. It's nothing enjoyable. It's just flat and a bunch of Joshua trees. It's like the worst. Anyways, I'm starting to get tired because I'm drinking Mountain Dew, energy drink, trying to stay awake. And so I have this bright idea. I'm like, because now it's kind of dark. It's almost like dusk. And I'm like,
And dusk is almost like dusk, and then day rise. When the sun's rising or setting, they say is one of the worst times to drive because that's where you're going to like instantly
fall asleep. Yeah. So anyways, I'm like, I can't. I'm getting tired. So I'm like, I'm going to put my head kind of out the window, let the air, kind of keep me awake. So I roll down the window, stick my head out. And I'm like, this is working, but my eyes are hurting. It's now
dry in your eyes, so you have to close them, David.
Right. So now it's getting really dark, and I'm like, this is me being a stupid kid. I was like, I know what'll solve the problem. I'll put on these sunglasses. So then I'm driving at night with no sleep, with sunglasses, with my head out the window. I was like, I'm surprised I survived. Yeah, I know.
I've done
Darwinism did not apply.
I've had plenty of those moments, David, like driving from California and back or whatever from Vegas. And what I do to stay awake is I will either slap myself. I've done that before. While driving, I'll be like, doing the old slap-a-roo,
Dumb and Dumber
or do that. Or if it's really bad, I'll pull hair out.
Oh Jesus, dude!
And that'll keep you up.
I bet.
Yeah. Just a little bit. I've had to pull over once and like take a 30-minute nap or something.
Just be like recharge.
Yeah, recharge. But the pulling of the hair thing works a lot.
Oh, that's the worst.
It keeps you up, man.
I couldn't do that. I don't have much to pull out, anyways. But
go to your arm hairs, David. You got plenty of that.
There you go.
But other than that, yeah. So other than that, David, what you doing?
A couple things. This week, I usually remember I told you that we have the.
Got a lot of notes there, David.
No, I don't. But I did a bunch of stuff this week. But this